wouldn't say scraped up. I'd say headhunted.
Ne?
Scraped up makes it sound, yeah, like chappies
Ne?
used on the bottom of a shoe. Now, headhunted, where they're like, Mrs. Ndungane,
Yes.
would you kindly please, at your earliest convenience, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. You deserve it.
Thank you so much.
Putting in the work. And at least you leave a legacy
Yeah.
of people being informed about taxes, and hopefully compliance being at the forefront. We know you guys kind of one ear out the other.
Don't drop the ball.
Don't.
Whenever I'm in East London again, I will be sure
She's going to check on us.
Yes.
She's going to check on us to make sure you guys are still compliant, and we'll quiz you. Because you can't try.
I should actually, we should actually set up an email account where I email quiz questions.
Yes,
on a monthly
boom.
basis.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. We're not playing games with you. So today we're giving it a soft landing. We're touching on some of the things that we've touched on before.
Yes.
And all of you who thought we were gonna touch on tax evasion, shame. We're not here for that.
I mean, we can touch on tax evasion.
On the repercussions.
How you should not.
How you should not. Let's get into it.
Let's actually start with tax evasion.
Yeah.
What should you be doing and what you should not be doing?
And what is tax evasion? Like
when you're trying to pay the least amount of tax possible. So our legislation actually allows you to utilize sections in the Act to pay the least amount of tax possible within the ambit of the law.
Right.
But obviously,
so there's a legal threshold, and then everything else after that is like, like this now is not, this is against the law.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. So you've got sections where you can claim deductions against your taxable income. You can utilize those sections to their maximum, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Right.
For example, your retirement annuity. So if you take up a retirement annuity, you've got an option of how much you actually want to contribute to that retirement annuity. Number one, for your own benefit one day when you do retire, so that you've got a huge sort of lump sum of
a
cash,
nest egg
available to you, but also for the tax benefits. You can absolutely use it for the tax benefits, and you can claim,
so you can put more money there,
yes, to get the maximum tax deduction.
And I mean, the money's still within the system.
Yeah.
It's just you're not killing yourself off that hectically.
Yes,
right now.
For now. For now, you will obviously...
you know what belongs to Caesar must go back to Caesar. This is not up for debate.
Yeah.
You can delay it a bit.
You can delay it a bit, and you can soften the blow a bit, because one day when you then retire from working full time and you withdraw your pension, you get taxed, yes, but at a much lower rate, because you get taxed on a different set of tables than your ordinary tax tables that go from 18 to 45%.
Okay.
When you do withdraw your pension, one day when you're 60, 65 and you're in your pension years, you get taxed on a different set of tables, which then allow you to withdraw up to 500,000 tax-free. Yeah.
But 500,001.
500,001, then we start talking about
a significant chunk.
Not even a significant chunk. Those percentages are really, really low.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's a percentage,
There's
nevertheless.
A percentage,
okay.
Yes. So you get the benefit of the deduction now, and then you still get the benefit of being taxed less. And this is obviously not...
is that per every 500,000? So if I draw 500,000 and then leave the rest for a while?
No, the first 500,000. So it goes with it goes with your lifetime.
Sure.
Because what can happen is that as you change jobs, you get an option to withdraw all of your pension as well.
At the end of your tenure with one employer.
Yes,
right.
That's correct. You can either withdraw it and use it for your own personal use, or you can then transfer it to another fund. The transfer to another fund is absolutely tax-free, because then it's still within a retirement fund.
So it's continuation, and
It's a
I'm sure,
continuation.
it's sweat free as well. It's
Yes.
just assigning.
It's signing, so the money doesn't physically come back to
Sure,
you and then you reinvest it's signing over, okay, from fund A to fund B,
sure,
and then you sign that away.
got
But
you.
if you do then withdraw the fund to keep or a portion thereof, there is, I think the amount is 50,000. Then if you withdraw within your working years,
Mhm.
you can withdraw up to 50,000 tax free,
And then anything
thereafter
above the.
it gets taxed.
So
But
it's
then
advisable for you to keep it where it is.
the 50,000 limit is per lifetime. So say you move from company A to company B, you withdraw your 50,000. When you move from company B to company C, they take note that 5 years ago when you moved, you withdrew your 50,000. Therefore, the next 1 rand needs to be taxed. And that in essence,
What kind of lifetime? It's a game. It's a game.
And that is in essence is tax avoidance, where you
Right.
avoid paying the maximum tax available.
My word.
Tax evasion, however, is something completely different. That is where you completely fabricate things. You step outside of the boundaries of the law in order to achieve the economic freedom with
Or personal gain.
Yes.
Mm.
That is tax evasion, and that is illegal. You can get a fine of up to 200% of your liability.
Oof.
And you are then also may be subject to jail time as well. So I would definitely not recommend going into that route of tax evasion. It is not pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, look, seeing yourself in a medium B facility.
No.
Yeah, it's not exactly where you want to be hanging out for a couple of years.
Yes.
Like, you could be doing other things.
And then just to take it back a little bit, just a quick reminder that as a tax resident, as a South African tax resident, you are liable to pay tax on your worldwide income. So when we talk about tax evasion and tax avoidance, it's not only limited to your economic activities within the borders of South Africa. If you are a resident, you will be liable to pay tax on your worldwide income.
Right.
So say you are now seconded to work at the World Cup in Qatar, and you earn money in Qatar, and you need to report that to the South African Revenue Office to be taxed in South Africa.
They don't tax there, right?
They do not. That is one of the tax havens. Yes.
Imagine having a World Cup at a tax haven.
It depends, though, the country from where you're coming from and the tax implications of
well, it's coming from Switzerland.
Oof. Well, then.
The FIFA headquarters are in Switzerland, in Geneva.
Well, then, why don't you just set up camp? Just ball.
Just ball, guys, because it's fine.
Yeah.
Like everything's all right.
And if you do happen to be a non-South African resident, you will be taxed in South Africa for only your South African sourced income. So imagine a scenario where somebody, Cristiano Ronaldo, decides that he wants to retire from football and he wants to settle in South Africa, and he's going to open a business in South Africa. He's obviously got
football academy, you say?
Football academy. He's obviously got other business interests all over the world. So the South African Revenue Authority would not then have jurisdiction to tax him on his worldwide income because he's a non-resident. He's here maybe for a period of time and he's conducting business for that period of time. So the only tax liability he would have is on his South African sourced income. Yeah.
He has all these other things, investments and foundations and all of that. So you, as a nation, don't have jurisdiction over those.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is then the difference between how you are taxed as a resident and as a non-resident.
Mhm.
And as we spoke about I think it was 2 weeks ago, if you are a resident of South Africa and you decide to emigrate, you decide to leave South Africa for good,
Mark Shuttleworth.
there are
Throw it in the bag.
tax implications to that,
Heavy ones.
which you need to be very, very mindful of.
And the more money you're taking with you, the
Yeah.
more tax you're going to pay.
Yes.
Trust and believe.
That's correct, because it works on the sliding scale.
Yeah.
The more money you earn, the more you get taxed, unfortunately. And then, yeah, so that's something. If you are thinking of leaving the country for good and you want to give up your South African residency, that is definitely something you need to consider. Pair up with a professional who can then assist you with regards to that declaration to the South African Revenue Office in terms of your immigration.
Or just stay home and sort out whatever it is that's bothering you. So that...
Listen.
Or go visit. Just leave the money here.
Tell that to somebody who's in Joburg right now.
Download the app. Download the app.
Flash floods, load shedding,
Oh.
corruption.
Oh.
And then tell them to stay home.
Wow.
Like, what incentive right now do they have?
Property value going down.
Eish, you're losing your vehicles. And Joburg people don't play with vehicles, eh?
Yeah, no. We know this, guys. We know this about you. In fact, we'll be seeing a lot of them. In fact, a lot are already here. This is the big days capital.
Yes.
So don't think we don't know what you come here to do.
Yeah.
But you're still welcome.
Please.
Oh man. Lastly, what are we on?
Lastly, so we obviously know our current economic climate and how having a single income is not sufficient for anybody anymore. So a lot of people are doing side businesses.
A single income as a person or a single income as a household, either way.
Either way.
Yeah. Sure.
So people are looking at opening up side businesses.
Yes.
So you need to be mindful of how you register or how you operate your business. Be mindful of the different characteristics of a business. Are you trading as a sole trader? Are you a registered company? Are you a partnership?
PTY Ltd, joint venture.
And because each type of business has its own tax implications, how you report on your income depends on how you registered. If you're a sole proprietor, then everything goes on your personal income tax return. So all of your business income and expenses will then tie in with all of your salary income as well.
Okay.
And then be reported in one tax return. However, if you do register a separate business and that business, you need to be mindful of that it is a person in its own right, which will have its own tax number and will need to make its own income tax declaration.
A juristic person.
Yes, it is.
Ha! I got to use that term.
And you need to remember that when you register, you don't just stop at registration. There are compliance matters that you need to then attend to quite regularly. When you register a business, for example, with the CIPC, you need to then take note that you will be liable to submit annual returns to the CIPC, which is something, a whole different process to the returns that you need to be submitting for tax purposes.
And what's that? That's $400 a year?
It depends.
I mean, for a normal...
for a normal company, yes.
Yeah.
But I believe that it depends on the revenue which you...
Okay, so your scale.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Fair enough, though.
Yes.
Fair enough. Because if you do more business, the business needs to do more.
Yes, that's correct.
I said it again. See? On point today. High five myself. Thank you. Oh, man. Funny, so we're going to miss you.
I'm definitely going to miss you guys.
We're going to miss you, but we'll stay in touch with you. Tell that big international company we've got a slot for you guys.
No.
And they have the perfect host already, which is you. Well, the guest anyway, and the host. So we got this.
Yeah.
We got this. You at home, say peace out to Faniswa. Bye. Anyway, we'll see you anytime you come back.
Yes.
You're more than welcome.
Definitely.
You at home, you could have been anywhere between 9 and 12. Thank God you were here because we needed you here. Otherwise, you wouldn't have heard Faniswa's departure. You wouldn't have heard Faniswa Ndungane telling her truth. And you wouldn't have experienced a moment of truth today. So, do yourself a favor. Pat yourself on the back. Until tomorrow, take care of yourself so that we can take care of each other. As for me, and as for Faniswa, we're out of here. But I'll be back tomorrow.
This is KNR Radio.